both squads an opportunity to face the Perpetual Altas in our first ever quarterfinals, James.
First ever.
Di tayo sanay.
Di sanay talaga.
Oo, kasi sanay tayo Final Four
Ang factor eh. Ano yung twice to beat, magagamit mo siya sa quarterfinals lang, hindi pa doon sa semifinals. So, let's see kung ano nga mangyayari.
As we see a downhill drive para dito kay EJ Castillo going to his right side. Good signs para kay EJ Castillo na naka-engage agad siya sa opensa.
Exactly, coach. Talaga binigay dito kay EJ. First possession of the game, and give the credit also to Wilmer Octana, the goal screen na open up ito si EJ.
Switch here, Lozano attacking, taking the contact and earning 2 free throws is Justin Lozano, who looks quite healthy and fresh. So ito yung screen action to EJ Castillo, who is one of our bright young stars dito sa NCAA. Laking NCAA yan. Of course, grew up sa Cavite, played for the junior squad, the Brigadiers of the EAC program. We see Lozano knocking down his first free throw. And it's good to see him talaga na naka-recover fully and part of the rotation.
Definitely, Coach Hammer. Ito si Justin. He's been a vital key dito kay Coach Nani and the whole squad. And what a sophomore year for this kid.
And na-unlock talaga yung laro niya. No? Given an opportunity to play perimeter, play 4, wide open. So EAC has the basketball right now. Jude Bagay facing up against Lozano. Wala. Scramble for the rebound. Loristo. Kick out. Castillo, di diskarte. Good footwork by EJ Castillo with that step through. So ipapasa muna natin as the foul is called to Patty Marias on the sidelines. Pat.
Coach Hammer and JV, do you remember your last game in college? Well, for Nico Quinal, he is not claiming that this game is his last, but he can't deny the possibility of this talk. And this is exactly their motivation for today's game. Kwento nyo sa akin na halos kalahati raw ng team nila ang graduating, kaya talagang ibang puso ng Generals ang makikita natin ngayon. He also told me that they spent 5 hours in training to prepare for this game, and 2 hours of that was spent for viewing. Now, Nico confidently told me may laban pa raw sila ng Perpetual, at yun daw ang abangan natin. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Fatima. Perpetual EAC, pwede. James, paano yung last game mo? Naalala mo ba?
Oo naman, syempre.
Ano huli mong nakita?
Confetti.
Yan. Parehas pala tayo.
Binunuan na ako ni Coach Hammer na sabihin ko.
Parehas. Alright, so back to the ball game. We'll wait for Nico Quinal to enter the game later and stamp his class. But right now, it's Sean Argente trying for the 3. Another offensive rebound here for Ivan Panapanan, who is one of the best, the #1 offensive rebounder in the NCAA right now.
And he really complimented itong JRU squad, si Panapanan. Yung hustle niya, the energy he gives to the floor.
Tsaka yun yung luxury, no? As we see a scramble here for possession. Na perimeter-oriented yung mga players, maraming rebounds na available. And both teams are not really the biggest of teams. So kailangan yung mga hustle players nila kumuha ng rebound.
Especially if you're JRU, you know, makakatapat mo sila Allen Liwag, whoever in the playoffs. You're undersized. Ano magagawa? You have to move faster, more energy, getting offensive rebounds, defensive boards.
And the guy who is making a living out of knocking down free throws, Sean Argente, shooting at 82.1%, rounded up. Kaya 82%, number 3 in the NCAA, gets fouled a lot of times. And he really knows how to put his body in the middle of the action to take and make shots.
Yun yung growth ni Sean Argente. Kasi usually spot-up shooter to si Sean. Now, we really three-level scorer na ngayon si Sean.
Atake, tsaka nakakapag-engage siya ng offense. Samantala, kamay ng EAC, Bagay. May Tito rito. Off the ball. Yung pwestuhan ni Jello Loristo at ni Lance Benitez. Natawagan na nakahawak si Lance Benitez. Big development to. JV, second personal foul na ni Lance Benitez. So it's a very focal point dito. One of the main big guys ni Coach Nani Pondolan.
A very decent deal for Coach Nani. Pero that's gotta hurt if you're, si Lance Benitez, his second foul early in the first quarter.
Bagay, aatake downhill sa kapapasok lang na si Castillo. Malamig pa galing sa bench. Jude Bagay makes them pay.
That's what Bagay is good at. Really attacking to the basket, going to the rim every time he gets the ball.
Nagkakaroon din kasi ng cross matchup noon. Nagkaka-switch dahil tumitira sa labas, pero post player.
Malilito ka eh. Dito kay Jude.
So rebound dito ngayon ng EAC, Kyle Ochavo, Jude Bagay. Diretso, nakakuha ng bangga. Matatawagan ng personal foul dito si Justin Lozano. Ito, babalikan natin yung being a more versatile scorer. Ito, James, nadagdag din to sa'yo. Babalikan natin, high school 4 ka, and then naging wing ka, transitioning. Ang laking bagay na nakaka-atake ka na close out.
Oo naman. Lalo na going to the pros, sabi ko nga, parehas kami to Jude, parang tweener. Hindi ka sure kung 3 o 4 ka, pero that's, goes to your advantage offensively.
And speaking of advantage, a lot of available rebounds for this game. Both perimeter shooting team, both teams not dominant on the board. So kung sino ko control ng boards at makakatakbo, advantage yan. Okay, si Argente, diretso basket on the transition for Sean Argente.
What a start for Sean Argente from free throws now. Transition offense, fast break points, working on JRU's side.
Tsaka maaasahan mo ang JRU, top 2 defensive team. And they really hustle up on defense. And they're very disciplined. Hindi sila lumalayo dun sa mga strengths nila. Ayan nakakuha na naman sila dito ng stop.
Tama ko, Chammer. We were talking about this, di ba? There are 2 things eh. The structure of Coach Danny and buying in of all these players.
Yep. At saka kung titignan mo, James, controlled chaos. Ang bilis
Tama,
nila gumalaw,
tama.
pero alam nila kung saan sila pupunta. So para sa mga taong hindi sanay maglaro ng ganun, alanganin. Pero offensive rebound here. At matatawagan si Ivan Panapanaan dun sa kanyang box out. Pero ito, yung pace kasi nila, sanay sila maglaro ng ganyan kabilis. Alam nila yung mga rules and alam nila kung ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin at saan babagsak ang bola. Babalikan natin itong ating laro. Lamang dito ngayon ng 2 puntos. 8-6 ang JRU. Timeout muna tayo. Eight to 6 is our scoreboard right now at the top of our first quarter. Good matchup. No ordinary freshman. Sean Salvador might be arguably the best shooter in college basketball right now and one of the very, very impressive freshmen in EJ Castillo for EAC.
Both of these guys, first year playing in the big leagues, the seniors. Pero they really proven themselves that they belong in the league. Lalo na ito si Sean Salvador, really impressed with this guy. The confidence he brings for JRU, for Coach Danny. Talagang kala mo di rookie, yung batang to eh. Pero both of these guys, especially for EJ, yung responsibility are different eh. Si Sean Salvador has bigger responsibility rather than kay EJ. EJ is still unlocking, what he can do for Coach Gerson.
Samantala, atake dito ang EAC na ubusan sila ng oras of a timeout. And if you're Coach Gerson Gabildes, that's something that you want to not incur. Dahil galing ka sa timeout, you have an opportunity to at least execute well. But nag-turnovers, ang hawak ngayon ng JRU yung bola.
Siguro one of the pet peeves ng mga coaches after timeouts, di ka makakascore or turnover. Pero on that time, give credit to the defense. Sabi mo nga, talagang nililimit ng JRU itong mga kalaban nila.
Siya disiplinado, no? Alam nila yung gagawin nila.
Yung rotation, nandun sila lagi.
And isa pang facet to ng kanilang offense naman with Sean Argente. His aggressiveness this season has been reaping a lot of rewards para sa kanilang koponan.
They're in the Group B. Ang standing 6 wins only, pero they won against a couple of big fish. Nakuha nila yun. Pero start of the season, si Sean Argente was very passive. I think a couple of two games. Pero after that, tuloy-tuloy na yung offense niya.
Right on cue. Kasado at sigurado sa gitna si Sean Argente of that pin down action.
What a start for Sean. 9 points na agad out of this 11 points by JRU.
Yep, 89% ng kanilang production coming off the hands of Sean Argente. But again, they're trying to run this. Bibigyan ng screen si Bagay, galing sa kanan, papunta sa kaliwa. Pero dun sa pwestuhan, ito yung screen away. Ganyan na ang basketball ngayon, laging 3-man action sa gitna. Yan, pagka hinati nyo sa tatlo yung court, mga kapuso, yung gitna ng kung saan rumi-rebound, yung may shaded area, pag in-extend yan hanggang kabila, dyan na nangyayari lahat ng action ngayon. So nakakuha dito ng stop at extra possession ng JRU. Duque ang nagmamando ng kanilang opensa at nawala ng bola. Good pressure by Deo Lucero. Nakapapasok lang.
Lucero injecting energy dito sa defensive end ng EAC.
Ito, orsunada ko rin itong dalawang
speaking of energy.
Pinasok ni Coach Nani po doon. Alam mo no, na madiin sila maglaro, especially these two guys. Para meron dalawang pitbull Garupil at saka Laronea. Bagay, pull up inside the shaded area. Laronaria for the rebound.
Pero kita mo yung game plan ng JRU. First 5, controlled. Now, itong second 5, talagang atake.
Tsaka to downhill Downhill. Tapos, alam nila kung kanino lang dapat darating yung bola. Clear yung mga rules. Permintis ang tira nila dito. Lucero trying to force that initial pass to the inside. But Laurenaria with a stop. Deceptive din si Alan Laurenaria. Kasi pag tinignan mo siya, with the height, it's around 6'2". Pero yung length,
yung arms niya, no?
Mahaba.
Athletic din Ano si Alan?
Tsaka madiin pag-aatake. Tumatalbog yung bantay sa kanya So ito ngayon, ang EAC. Lucero, kick out. Angeles, nakapapasok lang, trying to insert himself in that scoring area, and he gets that basket, taking the contact. Plus, Brian Angeles, contact balance, soft touch to get that end one to go in. Bonus free throw coming up. So Angeles also playing his last year. He converts that free throw. Full court pickup ngayon ng EAC. Mababa tayo sa 5 minuto. Vince Sarmiento, pasa sa ilalim. Castillo. He wanted to ram that one in.
And that's how you make them pay. Itong full court zone na ginagawa ng EAC is score on the other end.
He's trying to go strong. And ganyan naman talaga sa NC. Pagka nakuha mo dyan sa shaded area, hindi ka na dapat magulat na tatamaan ka. Definitely kasi tatamaan ka, James. I would defer this to you because you played more minutes than me. You played more meaningful minutes than me. When you get inside, iba Iba yung it's physicality.
Expect mo na tatamaan ka.
Kaya nagugulat ako pag may mga nagre-reklamo na naglalaro ng bigs. Kasi nagre-reklamo tinatamaan. Kasama So they don't convert here on the free throw. Sign opportunity, but again, 11-9. Jerry still leading by 2. Again, screen away action para kay Kinal. Omandak. Pwesto sa ilalim. Nabitawan ng bahagya. Libre sa kanto. Angeles para sa 3 Mintes. Garupil ngayon. Naghahanap ng mapapasahan. Ikot ng bola. Fake handoff. Sarmiento sa kasagasa. Babaga at makakakuha ng 2 free throw.
So kita mo yung offense itong JRU, not only on 1 or 2 guys, talagang everybody can attack the basket. Sabi mo nga, yung roles, yun yung na-identify na. Ito ni Coach Nani and all the players. That's why they're buying in sa gustong gawin.
Tsaka nakikinig may baon tong mga bigs ng JRU. Ilang beses na natin ito nakita. Yung dribble handoff, papunta kay Argente, ngayon naman kay Salvador. Tinatanggal yung mga kukuha ng handoff So, kailangan talaga yung dribble attack para at least respetuhin ka ng mga bantay. Yun nga ang ginawa ni Sarmiento.
So, nagkakaibang look itong JRU. Kinikip naman ang bigs ng bola to attack the basket.
Kasi nagiging parang, na-scout sila dahil quick trivia, 45 two-point field goal attempt si Sean Salvador, 102 three-point field goal attempts. So, more than 60% of his field goals coming from that three-point range. So, alam na eh na yun yung gustong puntahan. A good action here for another shooter. Their team captain, Nico Kinal. Gusto pang maka-date ang perpetual. Nagambag siya dito ng three-point shot. Lead is down one.
Kita mo dito si Coach Gerson. That's 3 possessions para si EAC. Finding ito si Kinal. And on that possession, naka 3 points ito si Kinal.
Dahil sa mga panalo nila, very heavily involved si Nico Kinal, especially early.
Shanoda with a big time block.
Yun na naman, yung dribble handoff eat. Ito on that slip. Miscommunication, mamimili ka talaga eh. Yung helper and Nico Kinal, wag na wag mong bibigyan ng daylight dahil he will take it and make it. 13-12, up by 1 ang JRU. Timeout muna tayo. Balik tayo dito sa Phil Oil Center. Play in on a rainy day. Sir Paul Supan, very invested in today's game with his JRU Heavy Bombers. Trying to vie for another chance at a crack for a championship here. For that next and last ticket to the quarterfinal. Somebody who's also very invested is Sir Frank Lucy of the Perpetual Altas. Still waiting for their dance partner in our quarterfinal. Sean Sanmodel on that screen on the baseline, knocks down that triple.
You're gonna love that from Coach Nani. The execution was on point dito sa yellow shirts. And Coach Nani, every time itong after time na plays has been hitting.
And they get a stop here. Again, JRU, one of the best defensive teams here in the NCAA in limiting possessions and just taking away your points. So, kaya lang, gusto nang umatake. Lari-lari hindi pa nasasali yung bola.
Excited na si Alan to drive to the baseline.
A good screen by Sarmiento. Konting-konting daylight lang. Illegal screen. Ball on Jacob Shanoda. Nagkaroon ng screen-to-screener action para kay Kinal. Hinahanap talaga nila. No? Hinahanap. Meron pang isang screener doon sa taas. Pipili na lang siya kung saan siya lalabas.
Actually, it was a good play. Talagang nawala lang to si Shanoda sa play na yun.
Bawi-bawi lang. So kanina, JV, tinatanong ko sa'yo, bakit mahilig si Coach Gerson sa mga maliliit na gwardiya na combination? Isa to, they are one of the teams that really at least once a game, get an offensive foul just by being pests defensively.
Tsaka, pwede sila mamili. On that time, makita mo, the rookie, Elson Salvador, nag-pressure ko nga si Kinal. Pero he wants the offensive ball.
Yun na namang action. Ano ulit yung action?
At the same time, it's playing action, looking for Kinal again. That's the 5th time they're looking for Kinal. So JRU needs to target ito si Kinal.
Stop pa rito, nakakuha ng agaw ang EAC. Leo Lucero, and giving up that foul was Vince Sarmiento. Good foul sana, but it's a penalty. Ito, yung importante, another screen, and just enough daylight. Mabilis sa gatilyo itong si Nico Kinal ngayong araw na to. He doesn't want it to be his last game for his NCAA career. Second three-pointer for Nico Kinal.
Tama nga si Fatima, ibang EAC squad nakita natin, especially Kinal.
So, Leo Lucero on the free throw line. Their third leading scorer, one of their best attackers. And it's always a question of, is he in control? Is he in control? Kasi pagka in control si Lucero, he gives a different point of attack para dito kay Coach Gerson Capintes.
Kasi siya yung nagiging playmaker. Ando si Lucero. Pero if he's in control, tama ka. He's looking for his shooters, looking for his shot, Talaga nakikita niya yung buong floor.
Tsaka maliksi, maganda yung ball handling. And the moment that, gano'n naman sa college, James, we went through it na pagka you put it all together, and then eventually makikita mo yung mga advantages, yung laro bumabagal. So ito ngayon si Sean Argente calling that open play, open palm play. Argente, fake handoff, pull up, wala. Lorenaria. Yung landing, nakaapak dun sa linya. So, bola mapupunta sa EAC. Tabla tayo ngayon. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in our first quarter. Lucero. Pang-apat na deadlock sa ating ball game. Single screen papunta sa kaliwa. Konting masahe at kalabit para hindi makaset ng madiin na ball screen dito. Natawagan si Vince Sarmiento.
Kita mo itong EAC, nautakan. The bigs, the guards. Kita mo that possession, too much. Ginagawa itong too much physicality. And then nabenta ito ni Shanoda.
Ayaw ni Coach Gino ng ganun. Yung pa-flop ka pagka tinutulak ka sa ball screen. Tawa ka ha, naalala mo ha.
Pero depende, no?
Oo, kasi pagka masyadong malakas yung tulak, especially tatanggalin yung ball screen as we see Jacob Shanoda knock down his first free throw. See, yun na lang eh. Kailangan i-blow out mo yung screen para mataas kung gagamitin man. Jacob Shanoda, second free throw. With an opportunity to add a little bit more. But that would be, there would be a replacement free throw. And very adamant ang ating mga officials ngayon. Diyan sa tawag na yan, yung getting into the shaded area too early from the free throw line. So Shanoda. Wala pa rin, but they get the offensive rebound. Kinal, good save by Angeles. Pinapatawid niya dito isa. They want to get an empty corner. Lucero, lalaro itong ball screen. But an offensive foul on Jacob Shanoda. Wiping out the defender on that dive.
That's the second time. A three-pointer sana made for EAC. Kaso offensive fouls ang natatawag sa kanila.
Parang run block sa football yung ginagawa eh. Dinadaanan, tapos sinasama. That was a foul. So both teams in the penalty. A minute and 43 remaining in our first quarter. Sean Argente on the left side of the floor, trying to engage this offense. Hand off to Lozano. Lozano trying to go ISO. Another handoff. Quick hands by Angeles. And the hands was too quick, even for himself. He gets called for a pushing foul right there with that incursion. Trying to bully up that handoff.
Good hands by Angeles. He's been playing well. You know, yung mga offensive rebounds, itong mga deflections na ginagawa niya, malaking bagay for EAC.
And amongst the prospects with EAC, as we see Alan Larenaria from the free throw line. Itong si Angeles improved a lot physically, gained a lot of weight, good amount. Might have locked himself in the weight room, kaya maganda rin yung nilaro. I'm still perplexed bakit di siya nagbibigyan ng maraming minuto kasi malaki na two-guard, mahustle. On the other hand, this JRU squad, as we see Larenaria miss that free throw. It's a very young team.
Very young team.
This will be intact. This squad will be intact. So dropping into a 2-3 zone ang pagmuna ng JRU. 3-3-4 off Tana. And 2 free throws coming out for Jetro Bacot as he crashed that party. And a foul will be called on Larenaria. So if you're looking at rebounding numbers, James, I was doing the homework yesterday, taking down notes. Number 10 on rebounds, ang EAC. They only get 40 boards, almost 40 boards, a shade under 40 boards. Ang JRU naman, when it comes to rebounds, they are number 8, if I'm not mistaken. They are also at the bottom of that rebounding, 8 or 7, middle of the pack sila. So a lot of available rebounds for everybody to share, especially for two teams that shoot a lot of outside shots. So expect natin maraming offensive rebounding, takbuhan.
Tama ka, Coach Hammer. I think That's gonna be key because the game natin, rebounding, offensive rebounding specifically.
So Duque, pinapagabag dito ni Postanes, nakakapasok lang din. Panapanaan sa poste, handoff, Salvador para sa tres. Magmimintes.
It's a good shot by Sean. Good execution by JRU.
Lucero. Poste para kay Postanes against Argente. Postanes, didiskarte. At sinuyod ng balikat. Another offensive foul here for Postanes.
Kita mo yung pagka-veterano ni Sean Argente. That two strong pumps. And then inabangan niya to on that third. Kaya natawagan ng offensive foul.
As a post player, JV, first look, contact. Second, kailangan may gawin ka na, no?
Well, depende. First look is looking inside mo na eh.
Yep.
Sa mga kampo mo eh. Not even dribbling the ball eh. So kita mo if may libre kang lane, either baseline or the middle.
And how about that screen and roll action? Ivan Panapanan moving well without the basketball, catching and finishing with the left hand.
Wala luxury ang hawak ni Coach Nani. Justin Lozano playing the 4. And he can play the 3. And then you have Panapanan. You know, a lot of combinations he can do.
A great defense there by JRU withstanding that final onslaught of the EAC Generals. We end the first quarter, how we started, deadlocked at 18, second quarter when we return. Somebody who's very happy today, Dr. Alan Paul Laico of the LPU Pirates, getting that 7th ticket to our quarterfinals. Sitting pretty is Coach Tax Castellano, having that twice-to-beat advantage. Going into the quarterfinals against the Mapua Cardinals. Will be an interesting matchup in the quarters, to say the least.
Oh, ang daming drama. Ang daming senaryo nangyari bago mapunta din sa game na yan.
So bola dito ngayon ng EAC, but a stop by the Heavy Bombers.
Good heads up play by Sean Salvador.
So full court, pick up pa rin dito ang EAC. Castillo, Ochavo, Angeles, Oftana, and Bacot. The 5 of the EAC Generals. Duque, Salvador, Lozano, Argente, and Panapanaan for the Heavy Bombers. Quick recap tayo dito, out-rebounded. T-stat to, out-rebounded ng EAC. Ang JRU 13-9, and we'll see if this will dictate how the game will be played. May update sa atin si Fatima Reyes. Fatima.
For the Heavy Bombers, Coach Nani can't believe that all their hard work this season boils down in this one game. And this game is more than just a do or die for them, but to prove that they've gone beyond expectations. Kwento sa akin ni Coach Nani na pinagsabihan daw niya ang kanyang kupunan na nasa kamay daw nila kung gusto na nilang magbakasyon. Pero kung ayaw pa raw, ay siguraduhin daw nila na ilabas ang lahat ng effort sa larong ito. We all know how young this team is, and as per Coach Nani, this is in their advantage. The aggressiveness, the energy, and the hustle. And let's all see how they will continue to show this good channel.
Speaking of energy and hustle, they've been on 5th gear. Ivan Panapanaan again with the left hand scoring in transition.
Arenito. Running game has been working, and leading the back is Sean Argente.
And on the get back, Brian Angeles again getting into his sweet spot. Ito muna yung fast break ng JRU with Panapanaan finishing with the lefty lane. And on the ensuing play, Angeles and a good screen by Bacod, taking the contact and making the field goal.
So Angel is playing extended minutes here, playing really well, moving without the basketball. I think one of the factors kung bakit limited minutes na sa Angeles, I think Jude Bagay, yung starter, yung pinapalitan niya eh. So Jude Bagay has the majority of the minutes at his spot.
Second leading scorer, speaking of Bagay, averaging 12 points, 3 boards, and assists, and a steal. At least one three-pointer made the game. So Sean Salvador getting pressured on the grill by Kylo Chavo. Good backdoor. Lozano, pilipit na tira. Tatlo ang nakaharap sa kanya and getting fouled there despite being defended by 3 guys.
Also just in using and pressure na ginagawa ng Easy to have that back door and still finding a way to get this couple of free throws.
It's quite difficult to be reinserted towards the latter part of the season, and it's not just a common injury. Kasi pagka na-knockout ka sa game, definitely concussion yan, James. Ikaw na-injury yung ilong mo, meron ring 1 week na protocol yan. Alam mo yan, pinagdaanan mo yan. Na it takes a long time to get back into the groove of things, and especially Lozano, nabanggit mo nga kanina, he is having a very good sophomore season.
Before nung injury, no? And he played limited minutes last game. And those adjusted, pero he looks really well this game.
And a foul here on the contact. Let's see kung kanina ito itatawag. It's either on Panapanaan or Lozano. So it's on Justin with this late challenge there. Let's see this. Good absorb on the first hit, but on the contact at the body. Atmosphere the foul was called.
Oh, di makapaniwala si Coach na dito sa tawag eh. 2 free throws binigay dito kay Jude.
So Jude Bagay on the first one, he misses it. So somebody who wants to go out guns blazing is Jude Bagay, one of the few guys who will be graduating if I'm not mistaken, but goes 0 for 2 in this game. Argente, handoff kay Duque. Good deny by Ochavo kay Salvador. Atake sa gitna, Argente, Pinoy step, inabot with the help side defense.
Ganda ng depensa nitong EAC, walang naiiwan, walang nabiblow by. Everybody's just in front defending their initial guy.
Oh, yun yung pinakamahirap, no? Yung matakam ka. Kasi kailangan disiplinado ka tumipensa. Especially for a team that runs a lot of handoffs and screens tulad ng JRU. Salvador, pilipit na tira, walang problema. Sean Salvador para sa isang tres. He knocks it down.
Sean has really been trying to shoot those threes. Sabi mga volume shooter talaga si Sean eh. If you're guarding Sean, talaga step up the three, make him dribble the ball.
Kailan mo nakuha yung ultra green light?
Last year ko na ata.
Last year mo na, di ba?
Matagal yung build-up eh.
Last year na eh. Ito, pagkapasok pa lang, ultra green light eh. Kita mo ito ang hirap. Meron pang konting sipa. Could have gone either way if he extended a little bit more on that kick. But again, no call by our officials. He knocks down that triple. And a big shot. Ayun nga yung kinokontest ni Coach Jurson on the sidelines. Because so he is given a warning for unsportsmanlike behavior because on closeouts, usually, pagka tumira, yung sipa paharap, gamesmanship.
Trying to bait itong mga referees natin si Sean.
So EJ Castillo right now on the free throw line. First shot, he makes it.
And EJ started this game with 4 points agad. Now he's adding to the total.
So he misses that free throw. It's now at 5 points. Comes Lozano. Pressure ni Matt Jacob. Lozano trying to go ISO. Pulling up from downtown. But he misses that badly. Possession goes to the EAC Generals.
Not the best of shots para dito kay Justin. Pero kita mo ba lang, backcourt pa lang. Parang natutuwa siya sa matchup niya eh.
Saka gusto niya yun dahil perimeter player, tapos ang nakamatch up sa kanya kung big man, attack, ISO, go 1-4.
Mismatch agad eh. Top of the key pa.
Here comes Kylo Chavo, handoff, Jude Bagay, Castillo, swing it to the right side, off Tana, cut on the middle, off Chavo, good ball movement here, Castillo, knocks down that triple.
Good ball movement by EAC. Talagang breaking that 2-3 zone.
That's one thing that you need to be really adamant about pagka zona-zona. Hindi ka lang tira ng tira from the outside. You gotta get the defense moving. Salvador, shot fake, pull up. Tap outside. Ivan Panapanan with another offensive rebound. Salvador with a cross. Pinoy step. High glass. And that's a good looking shot.
What a move by Sean Salvador to cross over. The slow step and the finish.
Castillo. Pull up. No good. Kanya pa rin ang offensive rebound. Trying to get a kick out. Quick hands by Salvador. But Chavo gets that ball. Off Tana. Inabot ang depensa. Good stop again by JRU. And racing is the heavy bombers, Lozano. And he gets fouled.
And that is the identity. Itong JRU. Just being scrappy. Pero tingnan natin itong three-pointer ni EJ.
And surprisingly, marami nang binibigay dito na 3-point shots ang EAC. But how about this crossover Pinoy step off the glass?
I think that's the next step for Sean. It's like Sean Argente to attack the ball. Kasi alam nila, mag-step up itong defender, force 3-point shots. And now you have the ability, you have an open space to attack.
Yeah, yung putting the ball down and putting a little bit more pressure. So you get the defense on its heels.
Yep.
Na, ba, tira ba to?
Oh, make them guess every time.
Lalo na pag may green light. Lozano first makes that first free throw. Ito babalikan natin. Helter-skelter na naman. Tsaka yung pinapoint out natin na number 1 3-point defending team ang JRU. Dahil ganun sila maglaro, sanay silang kumuklose out ng mahaba at dumidepensa ng 1-on-1. Siguro dahil naka-zone din sila.
Yep.
Saan tabayanan natin?
Pero at the same time, yung the players who are on the floor for JRU, kaya ganun yung pace. Lalo na you have Garupil, you have Lorenaria.
Tinatanggal talaga nila JV dito yung cross-screen post-up. Yung galing sa kabilang side, bibigyan nila ng screen sa ilalim si Bagay. Which is their pet play, yung top chest. Poposte itong si Bagay. Tinatanggal nila, nakailang foul na si Bagay mula kaninang first quarter.
Pero di na talaga matanggal eh. Even though they try to deny it, nakakuha pa rin ng fouls itong EAC.
Kinal. Ayan na naman, pang-apat na may 3-pointer ng EAC Generals. Third for Nico Kinal.
What a step up game for Kinal. A step back 3. A tough shot for him.
3 of 3 from 3-pointers, Jigs. Peña Verde, wala. Rebound dito ni Jude Bagay. Ochavo. A good hustle by Peña Verde. We have a timeout. EAC up by 128-27. 5 minutes 49 remaining in our second quarter. gusto niyang makadate ang Perpetual Altas sa mas magandang venue sa Thursday. Yan ang binitawang salita ni Nico Quinal. Pinapanganindigan naman niya. 3 out of 3 from 3 points. 3 3-pointers made. 9 points para kay Nico Quinal and Dr. Lorenzo pacing and just feeling the vibes here in our play-in. Doubling down, huh? No? Put your money where your mouth is. Kung si Nico Quinal.
May mga sigaw mo dyan when you're, senior year mo na. One more practice for tomorrow. Ito si Nico.
So ito ngayon si Umandak. Umandak. Kick out. Noristo. Long 2. Oh, that looks like a long 2. Oh, it's a triple.
What a 3 by Loristo.
Yeah.
Wala na yung play. Bailout 3.
Pati yung mga coaches niya nagulat. Doon sa pag-step back na malayo. Tinitignan ko si Shade. Nagulat din doon sa tinire. Sa ng bench nila. But Lorenaria, pull up. Good defense by EAC. And the foul will be called here on Jello Loristo. Ito yung bailout of the kick-out strong side. 3 points, Brad. Akala ko nakakapag.
Malinis. Broken play na eh.
Oo, dito sa angle natin.
Kahit si Loristo natuwa sa...
Nagulat eh. So halfway through the second quarter, on the penalty na ang JRU Heavy Bombers. 3 team fouls pa lang dito ang EAC. A lot of time to capitalize on that. But right on cue, they were called for a foul even before that ball was inbounded. So that would be on number 40, Nico Quinal, trying to put a little bit more pressure on Sean Argente.
Kita mo talagang yung physicality. Itong games natin ngayon, stepping up a notch.
Yep.
Of players.
Execution. Another offensive foul being taken care of here. Again, the small guards of EAC making their hay. Kayan Ochavo, one of the league leaders in offensive fouls taken.
And that's a skill. Nakikita kay Kyle. Yung timing, yung positioning to get those offensive fouls. One of the peskiest defenders. Ito si Kyle.
Siyempre, if you're an undersized point guard, you should be strong, you should be steady, you should be a shot maker, and you should be able to mix that up and defend on the post.
And that's Kyle Ochavo, no?
Kailangan meron ka lahat ng kompleto para magkaroon ka ng minutes in college. Scramble here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Quinal trying to move closer. Shoots that floater. He misses it. Scramble for the rebound. Here comes Laurenaria. Alan Laurenaria. Kick out. Herrera. Canto. Duque para sa 3 minutes. Bagay. Nakuha ang rebound. Kyle Ochavo ngayon nagmamadali. Naghahanap ng mapupuntahan. Ochavo. Ikot ng bola kay Quinal. Ball screen si Loristo para kay Quinal. Diretso papunta sa gitna. A running shot. 11 points for Nico Quinal.
They're really looking for Nico dito sa game natin ngayon. And he has been the hot hand. And on that time, ball screen floater for him.
Hanggat walang sagot, puntahan mo lang ng puntahan. Gatasan mo yun ng gatasan. JRU right now behind by 6 points. Laurenaria. Nabitawan ng bahagya. Pero okay lang, nagawang pa rin ang paraan.
Ganda ng hesitation move din ng Laurenaria na peke. Ito si Kyle Ochavo looking away, Alan, and then attacking, going to the rim.
Specialty of the house si Laurenaria. Legal screen right there by Loristo. Kitang-kita. Di na kailangan. Meron ng pwesto. Ito muna yung atake to the running shot by Nico Quinal of that floater. Ito naman yung Laurenaria off the heavy. And just bitawag pa ng bahagya. But enough of control on that ball to finish that lane.
Kita natin dito, our referees are really strict sa mga screens, offensive calls. Ang dami ng tinawag dito. So, expect a lot of adjustments for both teams.
Naka-apat na between Floristo at saka si Shanoda. Argente, mintes ang kanyang dress. Ochamo with the board. Quick outlet. Good hands by Argente. And full speed ahead. Tapping the ball away. And that prevents EAC to get an uncontested layup. But they're still up by 4 points. Timeout here by the Generals. Big shoutouts to all our viewers from here and around the world, especially ito. Right in attendance, Hermie and Mina Supan, of course, the brother and sister-in-law of Sir Paul Supan, enjoying us in attendance. Also sending huge shoutouts for everyone tuning in online on all our platforms. A good day to every one of you. Magandang araw po sa inyo. Knockout day para sa mga manlalaro natin. On a Tuesday, on a rainy Tuesday. Magiging gloomy ba ang mood mo nun, James? Pag na-knockout ka, tapos umuulan pa.
Ako, sakit nun.
Pang cinematic.
Tapos yung kanta, malungkot.
Ayan. Ang hirap sumakay ng G-liner pa uwi nun, Brad.
Ang haba nung drive pa uwi nun.
Oo. Di mo na inamutan yun. Kami, inamutan pa namin. Inamutan pa namin yung mga ganun. But here, offensive rebound para sa EAC. Pasabit. At kahit maulan, may sumabit sa sampayan, Ivan Panapanaan na dagit ni Umandak. And Umandak on the free throw line right now. Sabit, shot fake. So Umandak from the foul line is usually steady. One of their steadier free throw shooters. And a stretch 4. Dati stretch mark 4. Ngayon condition na eh. Doon nasa LBU, stretch mark 4. Ngayon stretch 4 na lang siya.
Stretch 4 na.
Oh.
Pero solid ah.
Oo.
Ito si Umandak.
Tsaka steady. But a lot of free throws being left on the table by EAC. Gotta check the stats for that. Umandak para sa 3. Mintes. Kuha dito na long rebound ang JRU. Duque being fouled on the third by Aldeo Lucero. Oh, of course, alumni players. Again, King Gortiza, di ko nakilala, naka-sombrero yung bigote lang. Bigote lang nakita ko. I was recalling, of course, King Gortiza here supporting his squad. Free throw ni Duque. His first knocks it down. Both teams struggling from the free throw line. 9 out of 15 for JRU. 9 out of 16 for EAC. So a lot of points being left on the ball.
Yeah, a lot of free throws binibigay din for both teams. So if you're, one of these teams here, so you need to attack more kasi naging tinatawagan ng mga referees, mga fouls natin.
And Aldeo Lucero bumawi naman on the succeeding play, going downhill and scoring in transition. Laurenaria ngayon. Baseline exchange sa mga shooters. Duque, jump stop, pull up. Nicely done, playing off the feet.
Look at the execution of this yellow squad. The floppy play, Duque and Argente running on the baseline. And kitang-kita mo, very fluid offense sila dun.
Tsaka ang hirap kasi pagka nirarun nila yung floppy, tumatakbo parehas. Hihinto lang ng konting-konti para sumabit, magkaroon ng confusion. Parang ang ghost screen dun sa ilalim. So you see this drive by Lucero. Just enough to get to that three. Ayun, tumatakbo na.
Yep.
May buelo, and then just getting into that jump stop, being patient and chasing and making that shot. Oh, yun, floppy na ghost screen. Tumatakbo pa rin.
Dalawa sila tumatakbo pa ganun. So, mamili yung defender kung sino babantayan nito.
At saka magulo pagka nag-communicate ka. Kunin mo yung tao. Eh, parehas tumatakbo. Minsan doon nagkakaroon ng loss in translation. Dito Jude Bagay, pasok ang kanyang unang free throw. Second free throw coming up para kay Bagay. Lefty from Davao misses the second again. Split again for EAC. So another off-ball foul para rito sa EAC General Nico Quinal will be called for another foul. At ito yung challenge Hindi ma-fast break na team ang JRU. They are one of the worst fast-breaking teams in the NCAA, but they execute quick and fast. They are in perpetual motion. Control chaos, galaw ng galaw. Alam nila kung paano sila gagalaw.
Oh, yung half-court play sila.
Oh,
Talagang mabilis. Hindi sila mabilis going, fast mga forward passes. Pero half-court play sila talaga, they're really running. Yung screens, ginagamit nila. Kasi nga, they have shooters
And Coach Mia of the volleyball team in action supporting the men's squad. Nandito rin yung volleyball team, nakita ko kanina Some of their players are in attendance. And Sean Arhen. Typical, parang yung sinasabi ni Coach, the late great Coach John Wooden. Be quick but not in a hurry. Ganun sila mag-execute. Even defensively, they're playing the ball screen and another great read here by Nico Quinal off that ball screen and going backdoor.
This guy, Nico Quinal, has been playing a chip on his shoulder. Don't want to be his last game dito sa college career niya.
Good pass. May Lucero to Bagay. Inside incursion. Masyadong maskip. Andun yung backline defense ng JRU. Jay Garupil. Hindi pa nakakakuha ng buwelo sa laro to. Kick out. Duque, naghahanap ng mapapasahan. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Garupil, bakit? Nga naman hindi.
Narinig ako, Shammer. Wala pa daw points. Ayan, Jay Garupil putting in the points for JRU.
And off the action again. Dribble, fill the lane. Pasa, in rhythm na 3 points. Shanoda, susubok mula sa labas. Masyadong malakas. Rebound dito ngayon ng JRU. They are just behind by a solitary point. Garupil, may buwelo. Pero hatakin niya ito palabas. Argente off the handoff. Wala. Backward for the board. Lucero. Lalaro niya. Oh, good split of that ball screen. And a nice pass by Aldeon Lucero. Jacob Shanoda getting clipped on the arm.
And that's what we like with Lucero. Yung controlled playmaking niya. So you can see here, Jay Garupil with a big-time 3. Ay, yun yung deadly, no? Kay Lucero, reading the defense, the ball screen, splitting the screen, and finding that open man.
Tsaka pag in control na, James, ikaw, you played with some of the best guards, sila Berto, na pagka in control yung ball handler, nakakabasa tapos, ikaw, sasalo ka na lang, pumunta ka na lang sa spot mo, pararatingin na ng game bola.
Pag ikaw off-ball and you see yung ball handler, sabi mo controlled, slow lang yung dribble, binabasa yung depensa, now you can read off him easier.
Hindi naman pwedeng kukurbada ka, nakakinta ka dyan. Alanganin. Marunong ka mag-minor-minor at babasahin. Pagbagsak ng bola. Pero dito, mintis na yung free throw na una ni Jacob Shanoda. Dami nilang iniwan ng mga puntos dito. And he makes the second free throw. Good on that one for Jacob Shanoda. So 40-38, 34.4. 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Marami pang possessions to. So Duque will try to engage this offense. Lorenaria against Jacob. Nakakita ng runway. Tapi ka ng bola. Stop here. Last shot time para sa EAC. Nanlaki yung mata ni Lorinaria. Gusto niya yung matchup na yun eh. Talagang ina-atake niya.
Pag-reverse agad, jab step lang. Basket agad.
Ano nga eh. Nakahawak na sa Arto agad eh. Lucero. Hahanap ng puwang. Pre-preno. DP hit. Ganda naman nung hakbang. And staying in control. As Aldeo Lucero. And he provides a little bit more cushion here going into the half for the EAC Generals, giving them a 4-point lead, 42-38, going into our halftime break. Stats, analysis, and a whole lot more sa pagbabalik ng inyong Season 101 of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament.